Welcome back to the Dapper House, gentlemen.
In today's video, we're going to take you through our 1 year journey of owning these Allen Edmond McAllisters.
Now let's get started.
So, John, we both own these shoes for about a year. What are your favorite aspects of this casual shoe?
Well, the thing I like about it is it straddles the line between formal and casual. Let's begin with the lacing system. It has an Oxford lacing system, which is a more formal style of lacing system than a open lacing system. But it's also casual at the same time because it's got a full brogue and it's a wingtip. As you can see, it's got the wings coming down here, and that's what I think.
What do you mean for our viewers out there by full brogue? What does that mean?
Fully brogued means it has broguing across the entire shoe. It's got broguing on the back, it's got broguing on the sides here. Obviously the wings are fully brogued, and it has a medallion here on the toe.
Yeah, I personally do like that quite a bit too. I think it adds a nice stylish feature to it, and also makes it a little bit more of a distinct shoe as well.
It's distinct. It's not something that you would wear to a formal occasion, but it's classy enough that you could still wear it to the office and look good.
I agree. So you just mentioned the office is a great place to wear this shoe. Where else would you wear it at?
Honestly, you can wear these shoes anywhere you want. Because of the casual nature, they go with a lot of different things.
Now, okay, the next question that comes to mind is, what would you wear this with?
I personally would wear these with a casual suit, and what I mean by a casual suit is anything with a pattern. So that's going to be your window panes, your checks, your striped suits. Also, you could wear it with a sport coat. I think these are great with a sport coat because the sport coat is already more of a casual outfit item. So when you pair it with a nice pair of casual shoes, it really, really pops. Another way to do this is you could wear a simple button-down shirt, roll up your sleeves with a pair of khakis in either tan or dark blue, and if you wear a nice pair of brogues like this, they're really going to stand out and really pop.
If you wanted to go a little bit more casual and like potentially wear these with jeans, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, absolutely. A pair of nice brogues with jeans, bro, you're going to be looking really good.
Now, the one thing I would just keep in mind to our viewers is if you're going to wear these shoes with whatever you decide to go with, just make sure to match it with a close color belt as you can.
Yeah.
That really gives it that eccentric look that you really need.
Yeah, definitely. And I would also add to that, make sure your leathers match, as Keith just said, and make sure you don't try to do something crazy like wear a charcoal gray suit with a pair of brogues. It's just too much of a formality clash. If you're going to go casual, keep it casual throughout. Don't try to have some things that are formal and some things that are casual.
Great advice there, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Keith, you've owned these shoes for a year. Tell the audience what your experience has been.
So I want to start this off of why did I first purchase some Allen Edmond? And it goes back to probably like 8-9 years ago when I was talking to my brother when he was living in DC, and he was all about Allen Edmonds. And my brother is not a fashion guy by any means, but he knew what Allen Edmonds were. And he's like, you got to own a pair. So maybe a couple years later, I was like, finally, I was working with John a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? Let's take a look at these. Now, the one thing I'll keep in mind is I typically like to buy things when they're on sale or if I'm going to get a good deal on them. So I waited for a nice Allen Edmond sale, and you'll see them. You'll see one in fall. You're going to see one by Christmas. You're going to see one in spring.
Yep.
I keep an eye out for those, and I always really wanted a nice pair of wingtips and also brown shoes. So when I got these, it kind of matched all of the style points I was looking for. Now, with that said, the one thing that I would change or would want a little bit differently in the shoe is you can see this is a rounded tip here. I kind of prefer the chiseled tip a little bit more because I think it's a little bit more elegant.
Yeah.
However, the rounded tip does have some style to it, and I have worn these around the office, and I have gotten many compliments.
So, going back, do you think that it was a good purchase?
I do think they were a good purchase. Honestly, I think everybody, I hate to say this, should probably own a pair of Allen Edmonds, not because of, there's just a name behind it.
Yeah.
Presidents have worn this shoe.
Yeah.
Many people have worn this shoe before. I think owning a pair will increase your Dapper level just a little bit. And that's always a nice thing. Now, with that said, Allen Edmonds are not cheap. We understand that. I definitely would advise waiting for when we can get a good deal on them, and you certainly can.
Certainly. Now, how often have you worn these shoes?
Now, because of the pandemic a little bit that we've kind of had over the last couple of years, I haven't worn them as much as I'd like. But when I did wear them, and I probably wear them maybe, I want to say a couple times a year, maybe a little bit more, towards the office.
Yeah.
I've gotten great feedback on them. They're distinct shoes. They're comfortable. They broke in really easily. The one thing I would like to keep in mind is make sure you get your shoe size correctly. I did go to an Allen Edmond store. I went to several actually, and they can sometimes be kind of hard to find, given the area you live in. But I would highly, highly recommend actually trying the shoes on beforehand. It's hard to sometimes get a good fit with them. And if you're going to spend this much money on a shoe, you want to make sure they're fitting perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, John. So what are your impressions on this shoe?
My impressions are the Allen Edmonds offering of wide sizes was a huge selling point for me. Obviously, I have a wide foot. Not a lot of shoe brands these days offer wide sizes. So for the comfort aspect, that was really important. Also, it has a cork bed on the inside of the sole. And as I've worn these at least 50 times, my foot has begun to mold that cork to where it is molded to my foot. And these shoes have become the most comfortable dress shoes that I have in my closet.
All right, I gotta ask.
Okay.
How many times or how many places did you go to try on Allen Edmonds before you get it?
Okay, so I went to a store and tried on several different sizes, and I got the perfect size, which is an E width. But prior to that, I ended up actually ordering and exchanging. I went from a size 9 first, then in a D width. Then I returned those, exchanged them for an 8.5 in a D width. Those were too narrow, so I returned them again and exchanged them for an 8.5 E, which is what these are, which is what my perfect size is.
Now, you mentioned you eventually got them broken in. They molded to your feet really well. How long did that take? Was it first wear, they're comfortable, you're good? Or was it maybe after a couple of wears, you're like, okay, these are finally finding the rhythm?
Yeah, great question. I would say not the first wear, but it didn't take as long as you'd expect. I think maybe 5-6 wears, I started to notice the shoe was really molding to my foot. And again, I was wearing these for 2-3 hours at a time. So it wasn't like I was wearing them for 15 minutes and taking them off. I was giving the shoe time to really mold to my foot.
Now, one more question.
Okay.
When you were letting these mold, did you feel any pain, or was it just kind of you were just getting the comfort level set?
Honestly, I didn't get any blisters from these shoes, and I attribute that to finding the right size. And again, that's the beauty of Allen Edmonds. They may be a bit more expensive, but they offer such a wide range of sizes that you can get something that fits your foot as close to perfect as you can get.
So would you recommend to our audience to make sure to go to a store, try them on, try on several different pairs, and find the one that's correct for your foot before making a purchase?
I would certainly go to an Allen Edmonds store. If there's not an Allen Edmonds store in your city, because obviously there's not Allen Edmonds in every city, go to a local cobbler, go to a local shoe shop that you know takes time to measure someone's foot, and get a thorough measurement of your foot before purchasing. And if something's off, exchange it for a different size.
Great. Excellent. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Now, caveat, we are not sponsored by Allen Edmonds, but if you want my honest opinion, these are great quality dress shoes. And if you're a man that wants good quality that's gonna last him a really long time, I would definitely recommend getting these, not to mention the comfort that we've already talked about. Keith?
I 100% agree. These are very comfortable shoes. They're very elegant. You're going to get compliments on them. I've gotten several already. The only caveat I would say with them is they are a little bit expensive. These shoes can range to $300 to $400, which is not cheap, and we understand that. What I would recommend personally, and I do like these shoes, wait for Allen Edmond to have a sale. They have them all the time, as mentioned before. You can get $100, $150 off. You can sometimes get like buy one, get one for 50% off. There's a lot of different aspects that they do. So if you do want these shoes, you've been eyeing a pair of Allen Edmonds and you think they're the right choice for you, I would personally be patient in your purchase, and you can certainly get a good deal and one that you would have value. John, is there any other places you would recommend to get shoes as well? Or any other thoughts there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a guy that doesn't wear dress shoes a lot and you don't want to spend $300, $250, go to eBay. There's a lot of Allen Edmonds on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, where people are selling these. If you don't mind wearing something that's used, a used Allen Edmonds shoe is much better than a brand new $120. So check there.
And with that said, the only additional information there is if you are going to purchase a used shoe, and there's nothing wrong with that, these do hold their quality. look at potentially getting some cream, getting some polish to brush them up a little bit, and you can make them look, you know, you can go from an 8 to a 10 real fast.
We haven't touched on that, but we're gonna make a video very soon concerning boot care and shoe care. It's a vital aspect, and I'm glad Keith mentioned it. Use cream polish, use wax polish, use leather conditioner. Take care of your shoes. Show them the shoe trees. Always wear your shoe trees, boys.
Always wear the shoe trees. Now, one thing I'm gonna note with this piece, I am a person who maybe didn't use shoe trees for a while. John harped on me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie there. I've used them a lot. It has really helped keep the feel of the shoe a lot. These look brand new, and I've owned them for years now.
Yeah.
So they certainly do help. Some people out there certainly may think they're a waste of money. They're not. Try a pair. You can use it on several different shoes if you need to. They do help. I will be honest. Thank you for watching our special Allen Edmond McAllister shoe review.
Hit that like and subscribe button, and stay dapper out there.